don't want to walk into tomorrow with any regrets. And because, let's say he's not able to join, I don't want to walk into tomorrow with any regrets. And what that means is that we got to vote. Not enough activity on. What's up, Tip?
What's going on, King?
You doing all right?
Yeah, man. We out here moving, man. Headed over to the southwest side, man. Campbellton Road. Go see if we can offer some people some transportation to the polls. Anybody who wanted to go vote didn't have a ride.
It's important work. As I was just saying, look, you still have time to vote. If you're in line tonight and the polls close, as long as you were in line before the lines close, you can still vote. But if you're in Atlanta and you need a ride, if you need anything, right, don't hesitate to reach out. Go to the campaign's website. They've got numbers there. If you have any sort of any problems at the polls, but it is important to make sure that everybody exercises their right to vote, and we run this thing to the finish line. I appreciate you being out in the streets, though.
Man, right on, man. You know, I mean, I just don't want to I don't want to let the opportunity go by and not exhaust all my resources and remedies. Make sure I do everything that I could. You know what I mean?
No, I mean you've been leading down here for a long time. Tell everybody why this race is important to you, though.
Well, I think this race is important because, you know, the fabric of our lifestyle and our culture is being challenged, threatened. And, you know, there are certain people who feel like, you know, some of the small businesses that exist in the city, you know, are a nuisance to them. And those businesses are businesses that made people like me, people like you, people like, you know, everybody like gave us an opportunity to strive for something attainable without having to go through a corporation, without having to have a gatekeeper, a formal gatekeeper really allow us into our, how did I say, success, if you will. You know, things like studios, you know, things like nightclubs, strip clubs, other things like that. And that's our way of life, and that's what creates a lot of opportunity for us in this city. And if we care about it, we're gonna have to stand up and we're gonna have to fight for it.
Yeah, there's been a lot said about who's trying to shut what down and when, but like, look, the voting records are very clear.
Sure.
Felicia Moore has stood and voted against a whole bunch of stuff.
It's public record.
A single person on council endorsed her. Just think about that. Think about you worked somewhere for 20-something years and nobody supported you when you decided to try to go for another office. Not a single person.
Terrible, man. That's terrible.
By any other standard, in any other job, that would be awful. That not one single person would support you. So
it makes you wonder, like, what was her rapport like with the rest of the city council?
You know, it had to be terrible. I mean,
what kind of relationship could they have had if none of them, not one person, decided to endorse her?
And Andre, on the other side of this, the person that we voted for, Andre had many members of city council where he's also served for the last 8 years. They have all endorsed him, right? And like, we could go across the city, faith leaders, business leaders. There are people all across this town that have looked at this race and said, look, if we want Atlanta, Atlanta's not a perfect place. I don't think anybody here would say Atlanta's perfect. But if we want to continue to make Atlanta better, what do you say?
There is no perfect place. You can't pick a place on the map in the globe that you can call perfect. But Atlanta's a perfect place for us.
We can make it better. But we got to have leaders that will work with us to make it better. So we weren't planning on being on here very long, y'all. The point is to just say quickly, go vote. Go vote. Go tell somebody to go vote immediately. You have a couple hours left to do it. And your vote, races in Atlanta, a lot of times are won by hundreds of votes.
Slight margin.
Not thousands, not millions, hundreds. So your voice in this election absolutely matters.
Absolutely.
1,000% matters.
You dig? Hey, man. Well, I appreciate. What time you getting started? What time things getting started over
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock?
7 o'clock. When Andre wins, we're at TGS tonight at the gathering spot. And we will, am I lying? 8 o'clock? 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. We'll, I'm trying. I didn't want to make a mistake on live. 7 o'clock. And we'll be here to bring in the 61st mayor of the city.
You did.
Everybody be well. Tell somebody to vote, please.
And take somebody with you. Don't just go on your own, man. Take somebody with you. And we gonna have to stand up, man, and be accounted for. You dig? This is the way
Absolutely.
we're gonna do it.
Absolutely. We
Hey
appreciate you.
man,
Talk to
salute
everybody
you.
later.
Love.